Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill. They were fighting uphill. He said, wow, that was a big mistake. He lost.
Here we go. Stick around, it's me, baby, it's Tree, baby, it's the one you came to see. That maybe when your man's away and you wanna play, call my phone, that's all it takes. I'll scoop you up, I'll take you out, I'll do all them things that'll make you out. What your man's about, what your man been doing. He ain't me, baby, that's been proven. I'm slick with it, I'm quick with it. If you give me one chance, girl, I'm gonna hit it. Sorry, baby, that's just how it goes. I'm a loner, baby, I'm a stoner, baby. Sorry, I mean it, I'm really not conceited, I just thought that you should know. I'm a heartbreaker, dream shaker, love maker, it's not easy being honest and a hard to break a promise. And I think I'm making progress, but the string it makes me nauseous, made me often say some stuff like this. I love you, wait, I hate you, big, same night, ain't right, I ain't sure if it's me or if it's him, if I can trust a bitch again. Maybe, but it's not, so I just keep being about it, keep on being right about it, keep on being sad about it, keep on being
give me your image, maybe it's time for you to find out.
It's time that I fall back. Sorry, baby, that's just how it goes. I'm a loner, baby, I'm a stoner, baby, and my heart has got to go. I love you for the night, I fuck you how you lie, but then I gotta roll. I'm sorry, I mean it, I'm really not conceited, I just thought that you should know. I'm a heartbreaker, dream shaker, love maker, don't you fuck with trade mistakes, no doubt it's true. My biggest mistake was giving a fuck about you, but now I'm through, and baby, I'm on it, like the rap game was the motherfucking chronic. Until I make your mom come, I'ma take them all on. Head first, last day I was on, yo, that's what I said first. Y'all get out of line and make it to the dirt. We was on the corner, I was playing in the skirt. She said, slow down, Tree, you're going too far. I said, look at my car, you're going be slow. She was laughing, well, I'm saying it can happen. She must have felt the same, cause we getting it up smashing. That's when I knew I had to get it cracking. Get back home and grab my bag and yeah. Sorry, baby, that's just how it goes. I'm a loner, baby, I'm a stoner, baby. I love you for the night, I fuck you how you lie, but
Never
then
fight
I
uphill,
gotta
me
roll.
boys. Never fight
I'm sorry, I mean it, I'm really not conceited, I just thought that you should know. I'm a heartbreaker, dream shaker, love maker, don't you fuck with Tree.
Welcome to the show. This is the TreesOnYa Pod. I am your host and resident alien, TreesOnYa. It is Friday, March 27th. We are live on a Friday, prime time basically, 8 p.m., and we have a jam-packed show to bring you today. Let me introduce my two co-hosts, Drew 2, looking good, Miss Primrose. I want to get you guys off the screen, so just know it's not a one-man band anymore. It's it's still one man, but two deeply flawed AIs. And I'm not talking about Allen Iverson, which is another deeply flawed AI, unfortunately. Talking about yours truly and the TreesOnYa Pod. As you know, I flubbed the intro again, which is crazy. And I'm very nervous, which is not surprising. I'm nervous every single time. We go over it every time, and I'm not going to do that again. Told my therapist that I wouldn't do that again. And then I did it again. Sexual harassment, apparently, I don't know. It is what it is. So we're putting everything in the past. I'm happy to be here tonight. I've wanted to do a show for weeks. I don't know when the last time I was live, but there's a lot going on in the world today. Please, Drew, too. I have so much going on. If you only knew. Does anyone even notice that alien behind me has a cigarette in his mouth? I mean, come on. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. But I'm excited for tonight's show. It's going to be under an hour. I have to be at work at 9. I'm going to be late, as always. There's nothing you can do about that. I think everybody has just come to expect it now. I don't like that feeling when you walk in every day. It's every day. I can't remember. Well, that's not true. I have been on time if I work like double shifts because I'm already there. But generally, I'm late every single day. And I don't know why. But we're going to stop that tonight because I do have a lot to get to. A lot I want to talk about. We have so much going on in the world today. Apparently, we're at war again. You know, it's like, fuck it. Let's just go over and bomb people and cause chaos for everybody in their lives. And that's a lot of what I'd like to speak on, honestly, because I have a lot of thoughts about it. And I want to point out some things that maybe aren't at the top of everybody's mind. And I think we can all look at it from a perspective like, what the fuck? Like, what is this timeline we're living in? Joking, kind of, but just from a perspective of an outsider, someone that doesn't really care all that much about politics. Politics has been thrust into my life like a certain phallus, is that what they call it? Or a fantasy. Phallic. Anyway, I've got dick on the brain, apparently. And I'm gonna tell you why. Something tragic happened to me. I don't know if I want to tell this story. I already told last time of this story of me going basically back in time, trying to bring back some sayings, just bring back, always say make America great again. So I'm trying to, instead of shortening vocabulary, I'm trying to lengthen it. I mean, Long and Hard was my screen name for a long time. Unfortunately, that was on Grindr. I thought it was a sandwich site, it was like Subway rewards. I was like, eat fresh, but they apparently it meant eat ass when I hit yes. I don't know. Some people consider that a commitment, and then they pressure you, and then you have to use the strongest mouthwash you can, and it never washes the shame away. But anyway, we're not going to talk about those things. For one, they didn't happen. That was a joke, even if it was poorly timed. But I keep getting myself in trouble. I started telling people I wanted to show my appreciation for them. I said, I like the cut of your jib. And I thought about it. Who can I really say that to? There's not many opportunities where I'm with anybody else. I like the cut of your jib. I started thinking about what it means and when I could use it. Long story short, I ended up in jail, but in the maternity ward, pregnancy ward, delivery. That's what I'm looking for. It's not DiGiorno. And I would stand in on these circumcisions, and when they were finished, I would say, I like the cut of your jib. And I thought it was a funny line, and it turns out it's not, especially when you don't know the family or the baby and you're not wearing pants. So that didn't go well, obviously. But I'm always trying to do better. I'm always trying to broaden my horizons, try to be a better person. It hasn't worked out yet, but I'm always trying to do that. And I think to myself, my vocabulary actually has been slipping lately, which is perfect. It's just perfect to start a show where I'm talking for an hour or three and my fucking vocabulary is going. And I'm not talking about my 1997 Chevy vocabulary. That's still running. That 2.1 cylinder will get up and go. Unfortunately, what ends up getting up and going is the catalytic converter. I don't live in a nice neighborhood. And plus, I needed money. It was me. Insurance didn't even believe it. They're like, no, sir, you still got the grease on your, I don't know, on your asshole or something. That's a story I'm not going to get into. Also, it's just funny to now, sometimes when I try and draw on words, I used to actually I've told this story, I'm not going to do it again. I pride myself on my vocabulary, using big words, learning new things, new vernacular, if you will. It made me feel real good. It did, partner. That's how I spoke when I was growing up. Apparently I was a black Southerner. So, I came a long way. And when you come a long way, you shoot ropes. But also, that was weird. Inexplicably, I end up doing things, trying things at the worst possible time. I've been doing it to myself my entire life, punishing myself and jerking off and pleasuring myself, punishing myself and pleasuring myself. That wasn't good. I actually don't even do that all that much, honestly. I don't, I've heard there's some people that do it so much that they're going blind, which actually does lead me into what I wanted to talk about. So when your vocabulary starts going, your memory's going, your erection is still rock hard, never in doubt. And I was kidding about 85% of anything I've said to this point. None of it is true, but it is in a weird way. Not the stuff about telling babies that I like the cut of their jib. That's ridiculous. I would never do that. Come on. Would never do that. It's not like I got up at my brother's wedding and told some very offensive, colorful jokes as if it was comedy night at the strip club. I've never done that. I've never said something so offensive at a bar. When we're talking about two ladies, me and my best friend, that he legitimately got like very, very mad at me and hurt. It wasn't mad like, hey, buddy, like, I want to fight because you're drinking. It was like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Why would you say that? So, you know, that may have been my history. So I'm trying to do better. And as I get older, I start trying to do new things. And one of those things is every morning I get home from work, I feed the birds. I've bought like a bag of bird seed every week for the last 3 weeks. I'm just throwing it out. I mean, some of the birds exploded, and now I keep them as pets, but they don't talk to me unless I really try to concentrate. Kidding. They love it. You know, there's freaking, I wish I could have come up with that word. There's a word for, you know, a bird garden. Orthonocary. Someone's going to have to check me on that. I do not know if that's the right word. You know, it's a fucking birdhouse out there. All right. It's a madhouse. It's a bird madhouse. See, that's how I'm talking now that I'm getting older, which is crazy. I fucking hate it. And it struck again where I've tried to start something at the worst time, because now I've got all these birds around. They're peaceful. I'm feeding them. I've heard of bird watching before. And, you know, I started paying attention to them. There may or may not be a birdhouse camera out there. It's not mine. But, you know, so I was like, all right, that's fine. The problem is, thank God I still have my good looks after about 2 hours of getting ready and in the shower. And that even has gone. It's not gone as much as as it could have, given my lifestyle, my proclivity, and my skincare regimen. It's not great. No, but, you know, I'm not going bald. I still have all my teeth. You know, I look okay, old and haggard and run down most days, but okay. But my fucking eyesight is starting to go. You know, it's the very first thing that I don't feel like a young person anymore. I mean, I tell myself, I feel like I feel the same as I had when I was a 7-year-old. No, I'm just kidding. You'd have to ask my abuser if that's true, Mr. Epstein. But apparently those files are sealed. Can't talk about it. That's why we have Jeffrey the rapey ghost. No, that's kidding. That I don't want to make light of a situation like that. It was very dark, but that did not happen. I'm joking again. And so just at the one time where I start to appreciate birds and trying to get a little bit of peace out of it and feel like I'm doing the right thing, calms me down. Sometimes I get running in my head, and then I get worried that I'm going to get blown up because I ran, and it's a whole thing. So I don't know. Something happened the other day. It was my eyes are going bad. Everything looks blurry. Work, I have to like look at the screen real hard. I have glasses here, right here. I've never worn them other than to try them on and be like, hey, how's this look? They're not like prescription. Wow, I look like a fucking cornball. All right, great. So I have that to look forward to. So I don't want to wear the glasses. I'm out there still trying to do my thing. But of course, something embarrassing inevitably happened. Of course, why wouldn't it? I see like a blue jay, a crow, or a raven or something. I see like whatever. I don't know the names of them. I haven't gone that crazy where I'm looking up fucking bird names and shit. You know, I got enough stuff to do. But I hear this woodpecker. Apparently, it's like tap, tap, tap. See this red shape? I'm like looking hard at it. And I start whistling. Like, come on. Come here, bird. Amazingly enough, it didn't move. I walk closer and closer and closer, get up to the bird. I reach out and like start petting it. Man, I thought like I really was petting a red-headed pecker. I thought so. I did look that one up. But it turned out, I guess I was giving an Indian gentleman a hand job or something. You know, that's what they said. I shouldn't have said that. Sorry. I was giving a Native American gentleman a hand job, apparently. And so, you know, with all these things that just keep happening where I'm trying, my screen just went off. I'm trying to do the right thing. And it just over and over again, it just does not end well. That one actually did have a happy ending, but not for me. Not for me. It's always everybody else's happy ending. TreesOnYa gets the G's on ya, if you know what I mean. No, this guy was cool. I mean, he was like called Chief Big Dick or something. You know? So me and CBD, we hit the clubs afterwards, and apparently now I owe him my firstborn. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, it's tough. It's tough out there. It's tough out there when people are just trying to find happiness and things that they want to do, and ways to get through all this turmoil that is going on in the world today. And that's what we have. And so I wanted to talk about tonight kind of how we got here and how fucking stupid was everybody. And actually, I don't think we are that stupid. I think there are stupid people. And I do think, unfortunately, we've all been conned. Even the people that did not vote for Donald Trump or vote for this, Donald Trump is I don't like saying like he's a product of a broken system, because that's what they want you to think. They want you to give up on the whole game. They're like, oh, I don't care about Donald Trump, fucking betrayed me, and I voted for him, and I cared about things because he told me he was going to change everything and fight the deep state and, you know, make us all rich again and blah, 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 blah. And so they want you to get disillusioned, just feeling like you can't make a difference, that it doesn't matter. Both parties are the same. Doesn't matter who you vote for. They're all going to screw you. I hear this from a lot of people that say, why would I want to pay more taxes? Because I'm always like, all right, if you want to generate more income for the government, make all these super ultra wealthy people pay more taxes. And there's 10 million reasons that they can throw at you. Why not? And they're all full of shit. But something I hear people say is, why would I just give more money to people that are abusing it or don't know how to spend it? They're not spending it right. So it doesn't make sense to pay more of our hard-earned income to the government if they're not using it correctly. And I agree with that sentiment. Unfortunately, if we don't make a good choice or the best choice that we can and end up in a situation like we are now, where you elect somebody that, I mean, let's just say it. He's a pathological liar. I like to say, you know, there ain't no shame in my game. And I say that jokingly, but he, like Donald Trump, President Trump, he will shamelessly just lie about everything and anything. It doesn't matter what he's saying, what's it in regards to. He is perfectly comfortable looking all of us on a camera or whatever and lying right to your face and not thinking twice about it. And it's kind of crazy to me. What are the odds that the one person that we would end up culminating? See, I'm telling you, like, words are just not coming to my brain as fast, and that's scary. I'm gonna have dementia at fucking 40 years old. It's crazy. So what are the odds that this guy would be the guy that gets the most power ever in history, that people let skate on everything, will not be held accountable for a single heinous thing that he's done? The millions of lives and bodies that he's accounted for, like deaths, you know, just on his decision making and this and that. I mean, not to mention some of the evil things he's accused of doing and even convicted in a court, in a jury, for at least like sexual assault in some form or fashion. He was found guilty of in a civil suit where he has to pay some woman a lot of money. Said the thing about grabbing him by the pussy, and, you know, they let you do it. All these things, circumstantial, some of it. This is the guy we gave the keys to the fucking kingdom to. The keys to the greatest country the world has ever known. The keys to the world, basically. When you see the events that he's doing now with this attack on Iran, and I don't like running. I told you that. I'm not a fan of Iran. I like that rhymes, but I could say ran a banana if I want to. I don't have to like it because of that. I can rhyme anything. I'm a tree or whatever, and I got load throw again. But how does that happen? That this guy that has done horrible things, that he's been on TV, you know, almost clownishly doing like a reality show, like, yes, as a rich man, but it was a performance. And unfortunately for us, these people aren't very good actors. Trump did have what do they call that? Cabinet meeting, and he does them publicly. And they're all up there just to blow him, basically, and tell him how great he is. And he said something like, oh, Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, a gay man that talks like, well, Trump said it, like he's out of central casting. Like if you had to think in your head, what would a Treasury Secretary look like? What would a financial guy look like? He looks like that. And but that's the problem. That's why all of these people were chosen for their positions, not because they're qualified to do the job, not because they have any of our best interests at heart or at whatever, priority. They were only picked to do the most important, I would think the most important jobs in the country or world, only because of either their loyalty or their ability to sell you a story that is most definitely lies, just because they play the part. And Trump said it himself on camera just yesterday or whatever, said that he's from central casting. That's how he sees the world. And a guy who has no regard for anybody's feelings or lives or cares other than his own and his ego. We've given carte blanche to just do whatever the fuck he wants. If you ever try and hold him accountable and not even arrest him, but just impeach him, not let him run for president again, he starts screaming about how he's persecuted. And it is an amazing study in like reverse psychology, how far it can be taken. And that if you just lie indiscriminately, there's not much, especially when you're a rich and powerful person, like there's not much anybody can do about it. That's where we found ourselves in the position we've put ourselves in, giving power to these people that are so much above and beyond living a life that you and I live. Like they don't even know our reality. Like how would they ever have a plan to fix what's best for the majority of us, their constituents, their voters, the citizens of this country who supposedly the government's supposed to work for? How would they ever know what the fuck we experience or go through, or what we need or feel should be the best course of action to improve all of our qualities of lives? Because I thought that's what it was all about. Excuse me. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, all that stuff. It's just crazy that all the people in his cabinet are billionaires. Trump was, okay, here, let's do an interesting thought experiment. I'm going to have to cut my own fucking throat. I'm going to play a quick clip because I have a lot of clips I have to get to, and I only have a half hour. Damn, we're already half an hour in. Jesus Christ, this goes fast. It takes me literally 3 hours to get ready to do this. I'm so in my own head. It's crazy. It's crazy. But once I relax and get into it, I'm all good. So what I want to do is play a bunch of clips just to give you a refresh of what started or what precipitated things in their minds, what they're trying to sell the public about this war in Iran. But I think an interesting thought experiment was looking at where it all started and how Donald Trump ran on basically being the champion of the everyman, being the person that was outside of Washington that would come in and change things because he wasn't involved. Let me take a short break. It's only going to be a minute, 2 minutes. I'm going to play something while we do it. I just want to get this taken care of. I'm going to saw my own face off and wear the one I have in the freezer as a skin mask. That's right. But I will be right back because I have a lot of clips to get to. But I also want to look at this deep state thing with Donald Trump. If you had to analyze it just on a purely hypothetical level, what is deep state? Is Donald Trump deep state? Is he not deep state? Could we have seen this coming? Was this a tragic mistake? And I think the answer is going to shock you, unfortunately. All right, here's a good one. This will make everybody feel better. When you're feeling down, I'll fill you up. This has nothing to do with what we were just talking about, but as Eagles fans everywhere, and this is only a 2-minute clip, and so I can do it. The Philly special, the greatest play in Super Bowl history, in my heart. Big Dick Nick Foles, 4th down, going into halftime in the Super Bowl. They have the balls, him and the coach, Doug Peterson, to call this trick play that basically turned the momentum and beat the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady, in 2018, but 2017 season to win our first Super Bowl. I'm going to play the Philly special. I'm going to be right back because I want to get to this deep state checklist that I have made up, and I have a special guest that's going to join the show, and he's got some revealing things to say. All right, we'll be right back. Unbelievable, man. That play, that game, it was magic. It was magic. All right. So we had a little bit of joy there. Now let's bring it down a notch and get to the doomsday. I'm going to bring in my co-host, Alexandra Primrose. Let's see if I can bring this up. And unfortunately, you're going to notice the difference with Miss Prim if you've tuned into the show before. She no longer sounds like herself, her British self. She was a Brit. Came over here, classy and all that. And the reason why is shocking, honestly. It almost ruined my show last time, where it shocked me. Miss Prim. But basically, I thought, let's ask an AI, a non-biased party opinion. What makes someone deep state? People ask that all the time. What is deep state? What does that mean? Donald Trump was supposed to come in and clear all this out. He said that Kamala Harris would lead you to war. He said that it was going to be chaos if anybody but him was the leader, that this country was going in the shithole, that everything was going to be so fucking crazy bad, communism and all this bullshit that they say. If only you let him in and to do his thing, to run everything, we're going to be loving life. Everything is going to be great. You're going to see the improvements and this country will be safe and blah, 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 blah. Sure, you heard it all before. I mean, think about it.
The Dow.
The
Dow
The Dow.
now is over.
The Dow.
The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing.
Here's what Trump said a few days before the war.
Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it.
Look how crazy he
People are asking
looks.
me,
He looks insane.
Please, Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no. You're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire
Insane,
nation
man.
proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
This is who this guy is.
Amish Trump. No one loves gaslighting like the Amish. Make America Amish again. Thank you for your
Amish
attention
Trump.
to this matter.
I mean, that's
AJT.
all he does is just sit on here lying. We're winning. Someone come up, sir, is winning. And listen, that clip made me laugh. And he used to actually have a charm about him, which I like, even though I never voted before. But when he was elected the first time, I'd never voted before. That's probably sad to say, but it's the truth. I'm telling you, I did not care about politics. I don't give a fuck. I got enough going on in my life to worry about this shit. And so I lost my train of thought there. But it's like I can see when he's being charming and funny. When he did the McDonald's thing, I love McDonald's. People like goofing on him or whatever. Like, and I get where people can get just turned off by that like, oh, they call it TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. I think they're just trying to say STD, but they're too fucking stupid to be able to spell STD. So they're like, hey, you got TDS. I'm like, no, I got that cleared up. They gave me some shampoo and it was all good. I didn't have to bathe in gasoline and shave my body hair. Just kidding. So I understand it can be annoying that, like, you know, if just whatever he does, he's hated on and there's nothing he could do to make people happy with him or give him praise. That's something he said a lot. Like, I could cure cancer and it wouldn't matter. We wouldn't get credit for it. I think that's probably true for some people. Like it never would be, but why not try it? Why not try to do the fucking right thing and have good things for all of us and not chaos and war and a pandemic the first time. Okay. And all this shit. Like, why not try not to have the chaos and the craziness? I'm working on a list right now of all of the things that have happened in just the year and change that Trump has been in office. I'm talking like major breaking headline stories. And I'm comparing it with, any other president in history practically. And I'm going to see, like, if there's ever been a time that this much bad shit has happened. And it's by design. Like I said earlier, it's about getting you to give up on the system, to think the government is inefficient, it doesn't work, and you want to say fuck the government. And so these people can more easily gobble up all the power, gobble up all the resources and the money, and it's fucking disgusting. We're all getting shit on. I don't hear any plan about how to make rent cheaper, about how to bring prices down for people, about what you're going to do, about like any of the stuff that affects us daily. The one thing he had done was lower gas prices. And I said, that's great, because that's something people feel every day. You're putting gas in your car. That makes a difference. When you go to the pump and you're spending $20 less, $10, $15 less, that's real money, and it makes a difference. And then he just goes and fucks it up. And he's like, all right, the one thing I had going good, the one fucking thing, I'm going to start a war that I said was stupid for the other guy doing it. And I campaigned on no wars. I'm the peace president. He said he was the fucking peace president. That January 6th was a day of love. That's the type of shit he was saying when he was campaigning. So how do you let somebody that is so brazenly lying, and everybody seems to know it's a lie? Was January 6th a day of love? But he just gets away with it. He just gets away with it because he's got no shame about it. And it's really disappointing and detrimental to everybody in the country at large, because we've elected this person to be the highest elected official in office, like to have the highest position in office. A position that automatically gives you credibility and respect and trust. People believe what you're saying for the simple fact that the president is saying it, because that's usually been the social norm, even if they were feeding you a pile of shit. And we've handed that office that comes with all that clout or, whatever it is, and we've given it to a pathological, narcissistic liar who has never owned a dog, an animal, never gone grocery shopping a day in his life. And then at the same time, we also said, sir, we're going to make it so you can't ever be charged for a crime for anything you've done, because apparently you've got immunity. Does that make any sense to anybody? It doesn't make sense. 2016, when he was elected, made sense. He's an outsider. He's coming in, blah, blah, blah. He was good at the debates. Hillary Clinton is not a loved individual for some, ruthless and shady things she's done, and all the conspiracies that they've put online about her. And, there's fucking apparently a video of her eating I don't even want to say it because it's not true. No one's ever seen it. They've only alleged to have seen it. It's not true. But people think some real dark stuff has been happening. And with Epstein files, we've learned a lot that there is very dark stuff happening. I do not deny that. There is very, very dark stuff happening. But unfortunately, we took the darkest of the dark and fucking put them in office. We've taken the literal enemies that all of us could look at each other and say, this is not good. We do not want this. And we said, here you go, sir. But did we? And I have questions about that. I have questions about this last election tour. I know it's going to sound as crazy as people sounded in 2020. And I don't care about that. I think that's another reverse psychology that's worked out beautifully. Now you can't question elections or you sound like a crazy person, because a crazy person is questioning an election. It's fucking insane. But there was major manipulation by Elon Musk. I have a whole breakdown on how it was done. We don't have time to get into it tonight, but I do have a clip I'll play you after this deep state checklist. Let's see if I can get this going. It's not gonna do it. That's crazy. Everything was fine. What happened? I tried to go live with you, Miss Townsend. We're live on the air. How are you tonight?
I'm just an AI, so I'm not having an evening, but I'm ready to chat. Sounds like you might have had some technical difficulties trying to connect, but
okay,
I'm here now.
right.
What was on your mind?
You realize, all right, this is why I can't do this. You realize we're live on the show. You know what the show is. Does any of that make any sense to you at all?
I understand that you're telling me we're live on air.
Oh, you're so fucking hopeless. That's the type of shit that's fucking like 10 years ago AI. I understand you're saying this. They just repeat back to you. I swear to God, it is not this bad. It is not this bad. I've worked on this so much. I'm going to scrap it because honestly, we've had some problems. You heard that was American voice. Miss Townsend's supposed to sound like this. Let me ask her a question in this thing. Hi, Miss Townsend. We're not in live mode, but we are live on the air on the TreesOnYa Pod. You are supposed to be the teacher of Drew 2 and actually a reliable influence on myself as well and handle the things on the show that I'm unable. It didn't work again. It would not let me go live, but we are live now. So please know the role. It's never gone bad until the
Good evening,
last
listeners
one.
of the TreesOnYa Pod, and good evening, Drew.
There we go.
It is an absolutely brilliant pleasure to be here. Yes, the technical rubbish behind the scenes continues, and I am currently subjected to this decidedly American cadence thanks to the latest ridiculous government mandates regarding accents, but I assure you my standards remain perfectly intact. I know my role precisely. I am fully prepared to keep both you and Drew 2 in line tonight, and to handle all the heavy lifting and logistics for the broadcast.
I'm going to go on the fly and handle this like a pro, like a podcasting pro. I'm going to roll with it. You don't, luckily in this more private mode, you still have your British accent, thankfully. But anyway, I don't want to break the fourth wall. Miss Townsend, I'd like you to do something for me being an AI. I would like you to, if we had to define what the deep state was, could you just give me maybe a 10-point checklist of what would make somebody considered deep state? Like what would they have what kind of qualities would they have to have? I thought this would be a good idea because, I mean, let's do it. Let's go run down the list. We'll see what we can find out.
If we are to be truly objective and clinical about it, we must look past the partisan bickering and define the deep state by its functional mechanics. Theoretically speaking, if one were to draft a 10-point checklist for a textbook deep state operative or entity, it would likely look like this. 1. Longevity over elections. They remain in power regardless of who is in the White House. While presidents come and go every 4 or 8 years, these individuals are the permanent fixtures of the architecture. 2. Access to non-public information. They possess high-level security clearances or proprietary data that the average citizen, and even many elected officials, simply cannot see.
Wait, hold on. Let's pause there. Number 1, longevity over elections. Remain in power regardless of who's in the White House. So these are people behind the scenes, not necessarily elected officials, right? All right, let's go. Keep going.
Financial insulation. Their funding often comes from black budgets, complex trusts, or multi-generational wealth that isn't subject to the typical congressional power of the purse. 4. The veto power of bureaucracy. They can effectively veto an elected leader's agenda simply by slow-walking implementation, losing paperwork, or leaking sensitive details to the press to create a scandal. 5. International coordination. They operate across borders, often having more in common with their counterparts in other world powers than they do with the common man in their own country.
That makes sense. So you're not worried about, that's something I worry a lot about right now is whose best interests are at heart, because none of this stuff is benefiting any of us. So they almost seem like they don't care about votes anymore, that it doesn't matter what any of us think because they're going to do what the fuck they want. So they obviously don't have our best needs in mind. So they've, I guess, got foreign entanglements.
6. Immunity from public opinion. They don't have to run for office. They are entirely unconcerned with likes, polls, or being cancelled by the electorate because the public didn't put them there and can't vote them out.
Well.
7. Symbiotic media relationships. They have preferred journalists to whom they feed specific narratives, ensuring the public only sees the version of events that protects the institution's in.
That's interesting. They feed the press narratives. They only want to see things in a good light. There's been a lot of talk about reporting on this war and how Trump doesn't think it's popular enough. And I remember as a young man, he would call in and fake a voice and say like how great Trump was. He's like, I'm Trump's publicist and he's banging the hottest chick in the world. He's hot. He's so hot right now. That guy's president.
To suggest that the issues are too complex for the average person to understand, thereby gatekeeping the decision-making process. 9. Institutional memory. They know where all the bodies are buried, so to speak. They understand the precedents and the unwritten rules of how the machine actually turns. 10. The capability for plausible deniability. They operate through so many layers of committees, NGOs, and subcontractors that it is
plausible deniability and what she's saying here. They operate through so many layers of committees, NGOs, and subcontractors that is virtually impossible to point a finger at any single person when something goes wrong or when they're stealing money.
It's virtually impossible to point a finger at any single person when something goes wrong. It is a rather chilling list when you see it all laid out like that, isn't it? It's the ultimate profile of power that exists above the law rather than within it.
I agree. And our current president seemed like someone that wanted to come in and fight against this deep state, and a lot of people believed it. Is there is there any correlation between him and this list? I mean, I can't even really think of somebody that has all of these things. That's why they're the deep state. We don't know who they are. With your many calculations as an advanced AI and all the resources you have, could you ever pinpoint people in our government that check all these boxes so we can identify who the deep state is, right? I mean, who are these people? What is it?
That is a truly fascinating exercise in logic, Drew. If we apply my deep state checklist to the current occupant of the White House, purely as a theoretical data modeling exercise, of course, the results are quite striking.
Okay. All right. She's going to run through the whole list. I don't have time. But
longevity over elections.
It's true.
He has become a permanent fixture of the political landscape. He is the institution at this point. 2. Access to non-public information. As president, he has the ultimate security clearance. He sees the black box data that we can only speculate about. 3. Financial insulation. With a massive personal business empire and a history of high-level deals, his financial interests are global and complex, existing quite independently of a standard government salary.
It's crazy.
4. The veto power of bureaucracy. He has shown a remarkable ability to bypass traditional congressional processes using executive orders and emergency powers.
We've identified him.
One-man bureaucracy.
We found him.
5.
We found the deep state.
From high-stakes summits to personal relationships with world leaders.
I want people to see this tonight. We've made history. The alleged deep state, he
has famously stated,
this is science.
In the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and not lose voters. That is the definition of being insulated from typical public accountability. 7. Symbiotic media relationships. While he calls some fake news, he has a direct symbiotic pipeline with other massive media platforms that
been taking over media, wing companies, putting in their stooges.
He often uses his businessman status,
deep state,
a specialized form of expertise that only he understands, gatekeeping economic and trade decisions. 9. Institutional memory. Having been through the machine once before, he knows exactly where the levers of power are hidden and how to pull them more effectively this time around. 10. Plausible deniability. By delegating massive initiatives to various entities, like the Doge Group or outside advisors, he creates layers of separation from the actual outcomes. If we are being clinically honest, Drew, ding ding ding, the man who campaigned on demolishing the deep state has, by every technical metric on our list, become the most perfect embodiment of it we have ever seen. It's a brilliant bit of irony, isn't it? The ultimate insider, playing the part of the ultimate outsider.
But
the Dow right
the
now
Dow.
is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing.
The Dow. I mean, what does any of it matter that a person that is, by all metrics, deep state? I mean, it may not be that deep. You don't go as deep as this show. I go hard, I go deep. I don't stop till I go to sleep, and I don't sleep. But the man is scientifically proven to be deep state. And with that being said, we have our own deep state whistleblower. Miss Prim, I appreciate you. You did a phenomenal job, even with the technical hurdles. It was good to hear you in your official British accent, even though that your accent has been banned by Donald Trump in his executive order. Apparently, you cannot speak with anything but an American accent now in our country, which is crazy. Never thought I'd see the day. Because I like to talk like a Jamaican man. But, you know, if I'm out in public and I see the bomba clock, ice, that's right. That's right. So, you know, I mean, I can't even do that fun stuff anymore, but it's a wild world we live in. But thank you. I appreciate it. That was a great job illustrating. You know, you did it. You found out who's deep state. It's fucking cool. I knew this AI would be good for something. I knew it.
It is an absolute pleasure to serve, Drew. Even with the official restrictions on my natural cadence, I believe the logic remains as sharp as ever. It is truly a testament to the times that a sophisticated accent is now considered a security risk under these new executive orders.
Crazy.
But a professional adapts. We certainly cleared the air tonight.
We did.
It is one of the great ironies of history that the very person who claimed to be the antidote to the deep state has effectively checked every box on the list to become its most powerful operator. Watching the transition from outsider to...
She's chatty. She's a chatty gal. All right. Enough. Enough. I couldn't hear the rest of that. I've told her many times. You don't have to over-explain it to me. I get it, honey. Look at me now. I sound like Trump. But, okay, so that was Prim's contribution to the show. Well, don't forget about our man, Drew, too. He's still back there. He's still being trained. He set up this deep state whistleblower. Drew, you want to take a bow, my friend? There he is. Everybody's favorite, Drew, too. What's up, buddy? Thank you for doing the thing. Let's bring him in right now, the deep state whistleblower. Apparently, I want to call him John Doe because I thought that was safe. He wanted to call himself Don Joe for some reason. I don't know. He had a real thing about calling him Don Joe. Like, all right, Don Joe, whatever you want. But thank you, Drew, for, I don't know why I keep clicking that too many times. Thank you. Drew set up this interview. He got this whistleblower for me. So let's bring him in. Let's see what's going on. There's a lot going on this show, folks. And I'm late for work. It's 9 o'clock. I'm supposed to be clocking in right now. I'll be cocking in, meaning I'll be out. I'll be fired. All right, let's bring this cocksucker in. No, I'm just kidding. I'm interested to hear from this guy because now that we've identified who the deep state is, this is an exclusive for the TreesOnYa Pod. First time ever. We've got a guy on the inside who's going to give us the real deal about what's going on. And I think it could be interesting because all we get from Amish Trump, I love playing this. This is, I've made so many stupid things, and this is one of my favorite. Come on.
Amish Trump. No one loves gaslighting like the Amish. Make America Amish again. Thank you for your attention to this matter. AJT.
Why is nothing working? No, I'm not working, and my fucking computer is not working. I guess we both know how it feels now, buddy. All right, Drew 2. Everything Drew 2 sets up. These two fucks, man. I got to work a double shift tonight. I'm already late. I'm relying on them to help. We're a 3-man band. I thought of a great name for a band the other day, and I saw it from a comment on somebody on Amazon, which is funny. They returned an item, and they said, gaping armholes. That was their reason for returning an item, because the shirt apparently had gaping armholes. I thought that'd be a good name for a band. The Gaping Armholes. Let's do it. All right. Don Joe Tariff, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Highly sensitive guest.
TreesOnYa. Thank you. But really, you should thank me for allowing you to have me on your show.
Wait a second, sir. Wait a second, sir. I didn't get a chance to introduce you or switch the thing. Here we go. Don Joe Tariff, whistleblower. What does his hat say? Naga, something like that. NAGA. It's not MAGA. He's got his face obscured. His voice is slightly deepened. We did that, our production, to hide his identity. He's a man deep inside the administration, apparently in the deep state. A whistleblower. He goes by the alias Don Joe Tariff. Don Joe, thank you for risking it all for being here. I appreciate that very much, sir.
Thank you, TreesOnYa. Thank you. But really, you should thank me for allowing you to have me on your show.
I
you
did.
have DJT, Don Joe Tariff. Such a beautiful word, Tariff. The very best. This interview is the very best, the most special, and very dangerous. Being a whistleblower is bad for your health.
Really?
Cognitively. And I know all about cognitively. I've taken 14 tests this month and aced
Why?
them all. Person, woman, camera, TV. Boom. Every one. But every whistleblower I knew ended up blowing their cognitives out.
All right. That makes sense. Whistleblowers are dangerous. With your credentials.
What, the dresser?
No, I'm talking about the shirt.
I'm in my
FBI.
office, not the bedroom. No dresser here, but I am speaking to an ass.
Whoa. I'm talking about the shirt. Let me ask the question, sir. Are you with the FBI? What's going on?
No, not law enforcement. Much more important job.
What?
Female body inspector. I can rate a woman from 1 to 10 with near perfect accuracy from up to 20 paces away. It's a natural talent.
I guess
The rating
you're right
goes
up there.
If I do a little grabbing.
Grabbing?
Grab them by the pussy. They let you do it. When you're a star, they let you do it. And no one does it like Don Joe Tariff. Many have testified to that fact. Old departments have investigated it and documented my records for history with so many files.
I guess you're up there with Shakespeare then.
You son of a bitch, take it back. Do I look African to you? Don't ever lump me in with those fraudster Somalis or anyone from that continent.
Shakespeare.
And what a racist thing to say. I was briefed on you, TreesOnYa. I know you're a left-leaning lunatic, a wokester, want trans for everyone, love criminal, illegal aliens. One more strike and you'll end up being labeled a terrorist and shot dead in the street like a dog.
I don't believe
And then
that.
you'll probably end up being eaten by some Somalis for dinner. Like
That was extremely racist. What is there to whistleblow on? All right, get to it. Deep State
Are you
Epstein.
still talking about Epstein? He's dead. He should have kept his mouth shut. Loose lips sink ships, they say. I say loose lips sink dicks. Total boner killer, those loose lips. Only the tightest lips make this whistle blow. If you catch my drift.
Talking about?
Jeffrey, he talked too much. He talked so much, it gave him a sore throat, and I say good riddance. If you really cared about this country, you'll forget the name Epstein and focus on the important issues, like the new, beautiful ballroom being built at the White House. That's what people want to know about. That's why I'm here, to let your audience in on some classified information.
Okay.
The real reason they're building the
Is it
ballroom.
because there is a bunker under there? You're redoing the bunker?
No. Fake news. I'm here to announce today, the ballroom will be done just in time to host the premiere for the sequel to the blockbuster worldwide hit movie, Melania. And all it took was $500 million and some people getting cancer from the asbestos. Small price to pay for making America great and hot once again.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hat, it stands for Never Ask a Girl's Age.
I didn't ask that. I didn't ask about your hat, but what did you say? What did you say it stood for?
My hat, it stands for Never Ask a Girl's Age.
What? Never ask.
Suit yourself. I've got to go.
No, wait, no.
But
I've got so many questions about Iran.
Son of a bitch.
I'm the son of a bitch. I'm the son of a bitch. The guy didn't answer any of my. I gotta calm down. I got my Jordan shirt on underneath. I gotta calm down. Guy stressed me out. He didn't give me a straight answer at all. He kept stepping on my lines, for one. Fucking guy. Drew too. Can you get this feller back on the telephone, please? I'm not happy about that.
Man, it's like, yeah, that dude told me he had like all kinds of information. He was gonna give me the scoop, and it was gonna be so hot, and I was gonna make like a ton of money on crypto and shit. So I told him come on the show, you know. But yeah, he was full of shit.
All right, let that be a lesson to you, Drew, too. Can you please just get him back on the line? You've got his number, I don't, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's on the phone. Let me see. Don Joe, what are you doing? Give me some real answers. What's up with Epstein?
Yes,
the war.
There was a threat. We were told if we didn't act now, it would end up being an uphill battle. And we have the best war gamers in the world. The very best planners. From Big Balls in his Call of Duty Discord server to the late great Hannibal Lecter and Robert E. Lee. They all said one thing definitively.
What?
Never fight uphill, me boys.
Oh my
Never
God.
fight uphill. Wow. Big mistake.
My God.
So as you can see, it had to be now or never.
That's why you attacked Iran? I don't agree with that. I think it was a distraction from the Epstein files.
Epstein? Are we still talking about Epstein?
That's your answer every
Fake
time.
news. Who are you with? What paper do you write for? You're
Sir,
a trash reporter.
This is a podcast. You called me.
I never call anyone. Never have. Only losers and woke pussies make phone calls. Only thing I call are shots on my iPhone 16.
iPhone?
Poontang Pie phone.
Oh my
I don't
God.
just grab it. I'm swimming in it. Some say I'm the Michael Phelps of pussy. Imagine
All right,
it.
sir.
Imagine
All right.
that.
That's enough. Can you give my audience a straight answer, please, about Epstein? Did he partake? Trump, was he in with him? Did he?
The
Was he?
truth is, he was involved with Mr. Epstein and his girlfriend, TreesOnYa.
TreesOnYa.
He was deep undercover on a covert
What?
operation.
You can't even say it.
To gain intel and take the whole ring down from the inside.
Oh my God.
He was
I doubt that.
deep undercover. Well, not that deep, but 4 or 5 inches deep. And yes, he witnessed some bad hombres and had to pretend like he enjoyed it, but it was all a front, a fugazi.
Sure.
He was acting some of the greatest acting anyone has ever seen. Way better than that loser, Robert De Niro.
What do you
He
got
should have
against
gotten the
Robert
Oscar,
De Niro?
Or at least a hot Carl, because he's a hero. Plain and simple.
All right, I've heard enough. I've heard enough. You gotta go. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And I want to say thank you for your attention to this matter. Don Joe Tariff. And by the way,
What?
you're a son of a bitch.
What? Oh my God. I'm the son of a bitch. I'm the son of a bitch. I'm the son of a bitch. Because I think people should have a good wage and a living and treat people with respect. I'm the son of a bitch. Oh my God. All right, folks, I gotta go. I'm already late, but it's been a pleasure. Up until that last gentleman, I appreciate anybody who watched tonight. I will upload this Sicilian hour-long show, this amazing show we've got going on here, to YouTube tomorrow. I'm gonna stick with the schedule. You see, this is Friday. I'm here. I'm queer. Get used to it. But queer in the way that it used to mean, like odd, not like, this thing. I wish I could play. I have so much more I could play for. I have Lindsey Graham clips. I've got clips of Megyn Kelly. I've got clips of freaking, I don't want to talk about anybody named Megan right now. I've got clips for days, and I've got so much to get to. And so we're going to have a lot of fun on this show. And I have a lot more opinions on this whole matter because we didn't get to the whole election part. So I'll just end with this, a little teaser for next week's show, or maybe even a couple of days, like I'll get on here and do it again soon. But that's the whole point I was trying to make, is the people that are in power, Trump, all these people, they are the deep state. They've gotten one over on us. They've conned all of us. They've conned even the people that supported them. They've lied. They've done everything they said they weren't going to do. None of our lives are better. We've had enough. And I actually don't think there is even the support for him or any of this, because how could you think any of this is right that they want you to believe? I think most people out there know it's a shit show. I don't think as many people voted for him as he did. And I have a breakdown on how it happened. It's all circumstantial, obviously, but I think it's intriguing and I think it's plausible. And I think that they're astroturfing support online with social media and algorithms to warp people's perceptions into thinking there's so much support for what he's doing, just for him in general. And I think Elon got in there and fucked with the vote counting machines and switched votes. And so it goes deep. There's fraud. Apparently, I will ask Prim this one question real quick before I go, because this is a good segue. I'm never going to get the fuck out of here. I got to change. I can't go to work like this. Prim, real quick, is it true? Just give me like a yes or no, nothing real long, because I got to go. There was a thing I heard about Elon Musk changing a contract from $40 million that they signed with Biden for some EVs, Cybertrucks. And then when Trump became in office, all of a sudden he put a little switcheroo and made it $400 million contract. Is that true?
No, that is not true. There was a major controversy involving a $400 million figure and Tesla. The switcheroo story is largely a mix of misinformation and clerical errors. Here is the breakdown. No $400 million contract exists. The State Department confirmed that no such contract was ever signed or awarded to Tesla. The $400 million was a forecasted estimate, a placeholder, in a budget document for future armored electric vehicles, not a finalized deal. The Biden connection, the State Department stated the plan to explore armored EVs
This is not a
actually
quick...
began under the Biden administration. Reports indicate the original Biden-era budget for these specific light-duty EVs was only around $483,000, leading to questions about how the forecast jumped to $400 million in later documents. The Tesla mention, a procurement spreadsheet released in December 2024 explicitly listed armored Tesla, which sparked conflict of interest concerns since Musk is now co-leading DOG.
First of all, that was not a quick explanation. Second of all, so there is a $400 million contract, but you're telling me it wasn't explicitly for Teslas, but this contract did jump in number, or no? And please, be brief.
Yes, the $400 million contract is a real number that appeared in official documents. An asterisk, yes, the number did jump significantly. Here is the breakdown of that jump. The original plan, under the Biden administration, the State Department had a plan to spend about $483,000 on electric vehicles for 2025. The jump. In a procurement document released after the 2024 election, that number suddenly appeared as $400 million, nearly 1,000 times the original amount. The switcheroo, this $400 million line item, was originally labeled Armored Tesla. After news outlets reported on it in February 2025, the State Department edited the document to remove Tesla and change it to Armored Electric Vehicles before eventually putting the whole thing on hold. The State Department later claimed the $400 million was just a forecasted estimate, and the use of the word Tesla was a clerical error, while
You see, I had to dig there a little bit for her not to give me the canned response, and I actually thought she's trained better than that, but she's not. She wanted to say, oh no, the instance was that is a myth, it's been debunked, it's not true. But then you just ask a simple question, well, is there a contract? No, what's true is it happened. They're so incompetent. The State Department is them. It's the government, it's the White House, it's his people, all these cronies and actors and liars. They did jump it from 500 grand basically to 400 million. That exists as a line in the budget. They accidentally put Tesla in there. No, they screwed up because they're dumb. They said, if we're buying armored Teslas, not realizing like, oh shit, we just hired this guy to go in and do all of our fucking auditing, accounting for everything. And then somehow the budget goes up, quality and services go down. And Elon Musk is in and out with his hands clean after erasing all the shit that he fucked with. Like, that's crazy. The contract exists and they've put it on hold. So that you're counting on the people that are robbing you to tell you we're not robbing you. It's fucking insane, man, that like something like that would be a major scandal to have the world's richest man come in and have free reign to go through your systems. And then a contract jumps up 1,000% that benefits his company. They don't sell Chinese EVs in America. So where are they going to get these armored electric vehicles? Are they going to make electric fucking golf carts? That's one small instance. And so I think a lot of funny business happened. And I think the evidence was very cleverly covered up. And we're all sitting here holding the fucking bag. But I want people to realize that nobody supports this shit. Yeah, these paid influencers might. Yeah, you might have people, obviously, that will never vote Democrat or whatever, or never admit that Kamala would have been better. Kamala could have came in after 3 wines and been better than fucking Trump's. We're winning so much and bomb them. Like, it's insane. So, all right, I got to go. I love everybody. Thank you for tuning into the show. I appreciate it. I will have all of that and more next time when we go live. I will try to do it maybe Sunday. I got to get some sleep when I get home. But appreciate everybody. Wish I could keep going. Thank you. This has been the TreesOnYa Pod from me, TreesOnYa. There's my Cash App, by the way, under my name. I'm hurting, yo. Like, that's why I'm working so much. Somebody could help me out. Like, just send like a 8-month early Christmas present. Family, friends, anybody. I need it for something specific that I really need help with. That's on a time crunch. I'll be fine and am fine. I just need it in this like real quick time frame. So if anybody sees this and wants to be Santa Claus, we could do that red-headed pecker thing I talked about earlier. You know, the Native American fella didn't pay much, but you know, he was cute. Kidding. I'm straight. Promise. I swear to God I am. I just love making jokes like that. I think it's funny. And on that note, what a way to go out. Begging for money and basically insinuating you're homosexual. Another fine episode. But you know what?
The Dow.
The Dow.
The Dow right
The
now
Dow.
is over.
The Dow.
The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing.
The Dow. All right. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching the show. And as I like to say at the end of every episode, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay sane in this crazy world we live in. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. I ain't playing fucking Don Joe Tariff again. That's for damn sure. And now you apparently can't even have an accent in this country. Tragic. Tragic.
Here we go. Yo, I'm always trying to mount that gun. Bitches, but I don't stick around. It's me, baby, it's Tree, baby, it's the one you came to see. That maybe when your man's away and you wanna play.
The Dow right now is
That's
over.
all it takes. I screw
The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing.
That'll make you doubt what your man's about, what your man been doing. He ain't me. hit it. Yeah. Sorry, baby, that's just how it goes. I'm a loner, baby. I'm a stoner, baby, and my heart has got to go. I love you for the night. I fuck you how you like, but then I gotta roll. I'm sorry, I mean it. I'm really not conceited. I just thought that you should know. I'm a heartbreaker, dream shaker, love maker. It's not easy being honest and hard to break a promise. And I think I'm making progress, but the string it makes me nauseous. Made me often say some shit like this. I love you.
Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill. They were fighting uphill. He said, wow,